All right, we got another Rapid Fire Friday for you, and maybe by now you guys are in your archery season and you're killing deer. And
I hope so.
I hope so. Yeah, I hope I hope that you guys are getting to hunt. I hope by the time you're watching this that I'm able to hunt. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know when we're going to release this one. But speaking of releasing, oh,
Oh man, what a segue.
releases. Me and Jared shoot something completely different, so we can we can talk about what each of us use and why we think it's a little bit to an advantage. But basically, a wrist strap versus a handheld like a thumb release or a hinge release, something like that. Jared, why don't you talk about what you shoot?
Yeah, so I've shot both. I've spent many years shooting both. I killed a pile of deer with a wrist strap release. I shoot a wrist strap release really well. Um, I got to the point though where I started self-filming that I did not want that thing dangling on my wrist when I'm like, grabbing my camera or doing stuff like that, and it always seemed to make noise. So I switched to a thumb release. I use a stand shoot off forefinger, and I'm more accurate with the thumb release. I can get a good surprise release out of that thing, pretty much every shot. And I like the fact that I can clip it onto my string with my bow hanging in the tree, and that's where it sits ready to go. Um, Downside to that is you could lose it because you could drop it, to the base of the tree, or you could, lose it, while you're walking to your tree or whatever, which I've never done, but I have misplaced it a couple times during season, which is pretty frustrating. But, you know, the pros outweigh the cons for me with the thumb release. I shoot better with it. I don't have something on my wrist clanging around whenever I'm trying to climb the tree or operate my camera gear. So I like the thumb release myself.
I so I like thumb releases. I don't mind shooting them necessarily, but um, the pros don't outweigh the cons for me because, well, for a few reasons. One that he mentioned, losing it. I lose my bow sometimes.
Grant
I've,
loses
I've lost
everything.
my truck. I've lost my
His mind.
wife, my mind. I lose. If I have something, I will lose it, and something that's as small as that, that's that important to me shooting or not shooting. I'm going with a wrist strap, and I shoot a wrist strap. I mean, I'm comfortable with it. That's what I've shot since forever. I shoot a True Fire Hardcore, um, and I just I don't know. I messed around with thumb release in my basement one winter for a while. I, I, I mean, I can't really say I was better or worse with it. I would say probably just because what I'm comfortable with, I'm better with a wrist strap. But I'm sure with shooting a thumb release after a while, I would have been fine. It's just I know I'd drop it. I know I'd lose it for sure. Like there's no doubt. So I stick with the wrist strap, and you know I do just fine. Kill plenty of deer, and you will too.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I
It
mean,
really doesn't.
shoot.
Whatever you're comfortable with, uh, you know,
My
whatever.
my backup release is a wrist strap, so I can
Yeah,
shoot both equally as well. I just prefer the thumb.
yeah,
I feel like I make better shots on
yeah.
deer with it. I'm pretty good at getting a surprise release with it.
Jared
And
was talking about Ernie in
yeah, it's a
Alaska.
good point. Yeah, I mean we just got back from Alaska. Ernie shoots the same four-finger release that I do, and he crawled for about an hour or so through the open tundra on an absolute giant caribou and got within range of that caribou only to realize that his release had fallen out of his bino harness and was laying about 15 yards behind him. And that was the end of that stock.
Yeah,
And if he'd had a wrist strap on, I mean, and I've actually thought about that, like on a hunt like that where you're spotting stock,
yeah,
a wrist strap may be the better option just because it's, you're not going to lose the daggone thing.
yeah.
So even down to like different hunts that you do, you know, makes a difference in what you might choose. So, you got to take that into consideration too.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, all in all, shoot what works best for you. Jared and I both kill a pile of deer every year, and we shoot whatever's comfortable. But for different reasons, I use one and he uses the other, and We both still kill great big giant bucks all the
Huge.
time. All the time.
Mine are a little bit bigger.
Not
than
very
Grant's.
much, no. All right, Rapid Fire Friday. Hope you guys are killing some freaking deer. Amen. We'll see you.